Alright, welcome to the final match of the Maine Invitational Scratch Tournament, September 11th, 2016 at Bayside Bowl in Portland, Maine. Final match featuring top seed Mike Cimba taking on our third seed Brian Boghosian. And if you hadn't seen Brian bowl before today, the last couple of games has been a lot of that right there.
Yeah, 509 for the first two. That's a lot.
We bowled on the 2013 PBA Wolf oil pattern, 32 feet, about 25 mils of oil. And as you just heard my co-host here, Josh Corum, speak, Josh, you bowled on this pattern. What did you think how it played out there for you?
I think they played about as well as you could expect from a flat 32-foot pattern. You had to throw it really well. You had to get off your hand the right way. You had to play close to the gutter. If you didn't make good shots, you certainly weren't going to score. That's for sure.
So we had 36 bowlers on our 830 squad and 36 on our 1130. The 830 squad top qualifier was Adam Mishu with a 791, Tim Schneider 777, Valerie Bercier 774, Mallory Nutting 747, Mike Macedo 747, Justin Rollins 728, Bob Nile 726, Josh Corum 720, and Larry King was the last one from the cut on that squad with a 717. At 1130 we had again 36 more bowlers, so we took another 9 qualifiers. Scott Medora was the top qualifier with a 788, then Joe Ramsdale III with a 781, Brian Boghosian with a 757, Jackson Gidding with a 753, Tony Fernandez with a 749, Joe Colford with a 748, Mike Cimba with a 747, Evan Brown 726, Steve Hardy Jr. rounded out the field with a 719. Our first eliminator round, the 9 that advanced out of that round were Brian Boghosian with a 397, 2-game total. Second to advance out of that, Jackson Gidding with a 387. Third out of that, 383, Larry King. Fourth, 378, Joe Ramsdale. Fifth, Tony Fernandez with a 377. Sixth, 372, Joe Colford. Seventh, 370 for Mike Cimba. Eighth, 369 for Scott Medora. Then we had a tie for 9th with Justin Rollins and Valerie Bercier, but Valerie beat Justin in a 9th to 10th roll-off, 49-28 to advance. Then out of our second eliminator round, to make the top 4 step ladder finals, top seed Mike Cimba with a 584. Second seed Larry King with a 573. Third seed Brian Boghosian 564, and to round out the top 4 was Joe Ramsdale III with a 550. And then speaking about that top 4, we had Brian in that first match beating Joe with a 244 to a 212 victory. And then Brian really turned on the heaters and shot 268 to Larry King's 169. Brian's just been dialed in, Josh, and it doesn't look like he's going to let off the throttle.
Yeah, man. I mean, we're talking about a former Masters champion. Nobody's better at playing him straight than Brian being, and you had to play him straight today. He's not going to miss the pocket. He's not going to throw a 4 game here. Mike's going to really have to strike a punch if he has any chance here.
Absolutely, a good shot there by Mike. So we'll just reset the scores for everyone. Mike has 39 in the second with a 10-pin up, and Brian went strike spare for 20 in the first, so basically an even match right now. I'd like to thank Charlie Mitchell and all of his staff here at Bayside Bowl. We'd like to send our condolences out to Charlie Mitchell. His father passed away this weekend, so our condolences are out to Charlie and the entire Mitchell family.
Spare for Mike.
Yeah, and Mike's been good all day. You know, he's had some adversity. When I was watching him bowl earlier, he threw a couple balls out, had one in the channel, came back from it. I think he channeled on a 3-bagger in the 10th frame at the end of qualifying today, and came back and grinded it out in the eliminator rounds. You know, was in 7th after the first eliminator round, and shot a big game in the second round to get into the top 4 and make the top seed. So he's definitely got the toughness to do it. But when you're facing someone like Brian Boghosian, that kind of amps it up to a new level.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, gutter balls were absolutely in play today. You had to play right about there all day if you had any sort of look. You know, you get one a little right off your hand quick. It's in the can. A lot of gutter balls. Not tough to blame guys for throwing it in the gutter. You're just trying to play them as good as you can, and that's what you needed to do. But this is, like I said earlier, this is Brian's A game. He's really good at this. He's been really good at doing this for a long time. He's going to be tough to beat. Obviously over there on lane 10, another great shot.
Yeah, so Brian takes a 1-pin lead, can extend that to 11 with a strike here in the 4th. While we have a minute, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Brunswick Bowling, for giving us a raffle ball for each tournament. We raffled off an Absolute Nirvana today. That was won by Dean Lagner. And then we'd like to thank Bowl Pro Sales and John Bavoy for giving us a bottle of knockout cleaner. You see Brian coming in for a little light 8-10 there. That ball just never faced up for him, or maybe it was a little quick. Hard to say, Josh.
I'm just not sure if he got it at the bottom.
Yeah, it kind of looked. I think you're right.
Might have got through it a little quick.
And so Bowl Pro Sales provides a knockout cleaner for us. That was won by Evan Brown today. And I'd like to thank John Bercier for donating a Brunswick shirt, performance polo. And so that was great. So basically, if you got into the ball raffle today, you also got a chance in for the polo shirt. So that was really nice of John to do that. I'd like to thank him for that. Also, Joe Kenny and Maine Clockworks. You can find them on Facebook. Joe makes a clock, beautiful clock, a half-pin bowling clock for our champion today. Twisted Tees was a new sponsor with us this year. I'd like to thank Don and Lisa Austin for sponsoring the M.I.S.T tournament. They're providing a performance t-shirt, embroidered t-shirt for each monthly champion this year. You can contact them at 207-629-8125 if you want for any embroidery and printing needs, any type of shirt or anything you need done. They can pretty much embroider anything out there, so they do a great job. They've done shirts for me. Oh, nice shot there by Mike. Good trip on the old 4-9. That's a righty's best friend.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Chicks dig the trip 4-9.
Yeah, they do. Absolutely correct.
We'd also like to thank Moore's Pro Shop for sponsoring our Bowl of the Year competition. Our Bowl of the Year this year gets their choice of bowling ball professionally drilled by the pros at Moore's Pro Shop. You can find us on the Facebook. Just type in Moore's Pro Shop and like our page. And you can set up your next appointment for any drilling services. Scott Moore, Jimmy Clark, myself, James Goulding. We'll take care of you and we'll treat you right. We're located right inside Spare Time Recreation in Lewiston, Maine.
Shot there, Mike.
That was huge. Huge to take advantage of that. You know, Brian comes up, splits in the fourth on a shot that was a little weak.
Quality player.
Absolutely.
Shot.
You know, he strikes in the fourth and fifth, and now he takes a 21-pin lead on Brian. That changed in a hurry. You know, Brian had the 1-pin lead. Wham! All of a sudden he's down 21 and facing his first deficit, I think, of these step ladder finals.
Yeah, I mean, watching the first 2 games, he's certainly thrown it phenomenal. Pins have cooperated. Now he's kind of looking at a little bit of a deficit. Got to bounce back here with a couple right here.
Yeah.
Put the heat right back.
That one was definitely a little wide. That one was, he's been playing right around 3-4. That looked like it was about 2. I mean, that ball was out there.
That one definitely a little right. The gutters definitely wiggled if you got it a little bit too far to the right. You know, we've all bowled on patterns that were shorter. And, you know, as long as you got it kind of right of the first arrow, they were a little bit maybe walled up, so to speak. But this was certainly, you had to get off your hand good, and you had to get it going the right direction. And if you got it to the absolute lip today, it definitely wanted to wiggle.
Yep. Our last 2 sponsors, I'd like to thank bowlingchat.net and Eric Moore for giving us web space for put our tournament results on. Go to www.bowlingchat.net. Get some great information on there, all your bowling related advanced knowledge, beginner knowledge, everything you could possibly need. It's definitely on there. There's some industry leaders on there, Mo Pinell and some others are on there, so it's a good site. Check it out. Eric's a good guy, so we appreciate him coming back again this year for us. And lastly, Erin Tibitot, who donated a beautifully framed hand-painted picture, which he's going to be donating to every single champion this year. And you can actually check him out at Thibo Art, which is Thibo Art on Facebook. You can actually buy some of Aaron's work on there, and Aaron competed today. And Aaron's a great young man, and we're really happy to have him aboard as a sponsor, so thank you, Aaron. Now there's a response shot from a former Masters champion.
Yeah, that's no doubt off his hand. He left the last one at the arrow.
He just made a pure shot that time.
Yeah, you let that one go when you look at it. That sounded good.
Okay, so that kind of stems the tide for him, gives him a little bit of momentum going to the back 5 with 88 in the 5th right now with a strike in the 6th.
Yeah, I mean, scores were just absolutely putrid all day, to be quite honest. You know, I mean, you look through 5.5 frames and 260 to 230. But I guarantee there's going to be some ugly leads here down the stretch.
Not if he throws it like that, there won't be.
Making me look wrong, which, you know, that happens quite often anyway. So.
Great shot there as Mike extends that lead to 31 pins now. He's looking really good out there. Looks like he's using a Brunswick Melee Cross. Brian's been using a Brunswick Mastermind Scholar pretty much all day. It's a kind of difference in styles here. You got Brian using a polished pearl up the outside. Mike using a duller Melee Cross up the same exact part of the lane, but different speeds, different rev rates, and both guys can control the part of the lane that looks like you have to play right now.
Oh, certainly. I mean, a lot of guys, myself included, that first squad, you know, had a little bit of issue getting the ball back from there, and, you know, maybe a little early hook when you didn't expect it. And a lot of guys tried to go left, and it looked horrible. From everybody that threw it, every ball they threw. So the general thesis is your ball has got to get to 1, 2, 3 at some point down the lane. And if it didn't, you were probably in really bad shape at some point.
Good spare there by Mike. One thing you don't want to do is, after having a string of strikes together, lose your focus on your spare, flag it, and let your opponent right back in the match. So good job by Mike there to stay clean, which is really part of the difference in this match is that he hasn't opened yet. So he carries a 30-pin lead into the 7th, but you know, if Boghosian comes up here and doubles, all of a sudden it's a 10-pin lead, and that's looking a lot different.
Yeah, 10 pins with 3 frames to go is essentially nothing. That's 1 frame, that's any shot, so absolutely got to answer the call here. Put a couple up.
Yep.
Make him work here in the 8th and 9th when he gets back up.
I would expect that Brian would make the adjustment here and hit it.
He's going to miss the pocket.
I doubt it.
He might not carry, but he's going to throw it right here. I'm pretty certain of that. Just like that.
Nice shot there by Brian. But so what do you think the factor is here, Josh? As you think, first 2 matches, Brian had the right side to himself, 2 lefties in Joe Ramsdale and Larry King. I mean, had just pretty much whatever room he needed, could just kind of coast along once he got big leads. This match, he's got another righty out there with a little bit duller surface ball, playing almost the same part of the lane. You think that has a little bit in his head for some transition there, or what do you think's going on?
I'm not sure that there's any sort of impact from Mike here on Brian's line. I just think, you know, you throw a quick 3-bagger out there in the game, you get a quick lead, you get comfortable. I mean, Masters champion, not Masters champion, it doesn't really matter. If you get a quick lead, the swings are going to loosen up, absolutely. I just think the pins are not cooperating this game. He had one in the 4th where he kind of either didn't get on it or maybe got it in the air a little bit too much, and the ball kind of labored on him, split. Kind of the same shot in the 5th. It's 9, rips a 10 there. I mean, so a couple things go different. It's a totally different ballgame.
Perfect. Thanks, Larry. Alright, so after making that spare in the 7th, Brian strikes in the 8th, but still down 30, and at this point kind of needs some help.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, Mike controls his own destiny, obviously. Up 30 with 3 to go.
That's going to have to hold. Good break there, going Brooklyn.
Yeah, Brooklyn was in play today. Yeah. No doubt about it. You got a sneak left. You did 3-6-10. You missed the hip and left. A lot of guys had a lot of reference today. I certainly had a couple go my way, no doubt about it.
Yep.
Just when it is tricky, you miss a little bit left.
Oh, and you talk about tricky. I mean, you're talking about 72 bowlers competed today, and not one single bowler got the plus. It was -9 was the highest bowler today.
Good players in the field too.
Oh, so after that great break, an absolutely brutal one with a stone 9-pin.
Yeah, they say the breaks even out, but that was great stuff.
So just like Larry said behind me, justice is quick. That is 100% true in this case. That was a good ball by Mike. Can't throw it much better than that after throwing, you know, obviously a bad shot off his hand. Composed himself. Threw a great shot. Got to make the spare here, though.
Just right there, all of a sudden, Brian's staring it right in the face. But possibility of a tie here too.
Yeah, it's all makes in play.
Brian gets up there, takes care of business. Mike goes strikes fair in the 10th, assuming he makes this. All of a sudden, we got 9th and 10th bonus ball in here.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice spare there by Mike.
Brian's got to take care of business here, and once he goes to the door, almost no chance.
Exactly. You know, Brian can go off the seat here 9th and 10th for a 218. Mike can basically strike spare for 218. So, like you said, definitely a possibility for tie. But no matter what happens, Mike cannot be shut out by Brian. He controls his own destiny no matter what. So, as a competitor, you like that feeling, knowing that.
It's nice.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting when guys choose whether they want to start the match or finish the match. Definitely advantage.
And then Brian comes back and goes 9th and right behind Mike. Unbelievable.
Another really good job. I mean, again, like I don't think Mike impacted what his ball was doing. I just think he's thrown a lot of good shots this game. Like he threw a lot of good shots the game ball. Like he threw a lot of good shots the game ball. Hinges don't cooperate. The hinges don't cooperate.
Yeah, I mean, really the one bad shot he threw this game was that 4th frame shot where he just kind of mishit it, maybe leaked it out a little, didn't quite get enough on it, whatever it was, and paid the price for it.
So he's got 198 if he strikes out the 10. Mike needs 6 spins.
Yeah, 6 on the first line. Okay, Brian, what you need to do is get up there, throw all 3 and force them. I mean, we've seen stranger things, Greek church, or 4 count through the face. That's definitely not out of play on this.
Anything short of striking out, Mike just needs to
Just
get 1 or 0 or
stay behind the foul line.
pretty much everything. So
That's it right there. That's
Mike's your winner.
Mike's going to be the winner right there. Mike Cimba comes in and takes down arguably a pretty big opponent there. I mean, that was a huge match, a big game.
You know, Mike bowled great this game, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Brian was certainly everybody's kind of favorite to win after that first 2 sets of games, just striking at will almost. But the pins can be cruel, no doubt about it.
Yeah, that's why in bowling you still have to go out there and earn it. You got to throw the ball. You got to, you know, and nothing's ever given to you. So you got to go out there and make it happen. And congrats to Mike. I mean, like I said, he was on the doorstep of not making it to that second eliminator round after the first round. He come back for the monster game, gets top seed. So those rounds kind of bring all that into play. And kudos to him, hats off to him for getting top seed.
Well, great. What the top seed's going to do, sit around, wait, come out, make really good shots.
Great bowl today by Brian Boghosian. Second place finish, 187 that game. And now we get to watch the victory lap from Mike Cimba. Oh, come on. Alright, so while Mike finishes up here, just to let you know, next month we will be at Spare Time Recreation in Augusta, Maine on October 9th for the Maine Invitational Scratch Tournament. We plan on having 2 squads again for that event, 8:30 and 11:30. You send your reservations to the email at ajsoxpatch2002@hotmail.com. Put your name and squad time preference in the email and you will get a confirmation back that you were accepted into that. Again, 72 bowlers today. Great way to kick off the season, especially on September 11th. Especially here on September 11th, the 15th anniversary of the terrorist attacks. We had a couple moments of silence for that and everything, so really good to see our bowlers up there competing in a nice 216 to 187 victory for Mike Cimba. For Josh Coram, I am James Goulding III. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you next time.